So we got the pleasure this past weekend to take the OTT pod members
on the road
on a little field trip to a place that is very dear to my heart, Red Bull Arena. Been going there for quite some time now, but I got to share the experience with my friends here. So I'm just curious to think what you guys thought about the experience.
Well, I love that for a pod outing, we all come together. You know, it's 5 of us moving as one, so that's nice that everyone
one band, one sound
shows face, and
one band,
all
one
get
sound
together
baby.
outside of the pod. It's not all business, but I have a lot of thoughts about going to a Red Bull game. We've talked about MLS on this podcast before, and I will say, as someone who considers himself as a Red Bull fan, seeing them in person was a little bit disappointing. I'm gonna come clean.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Definitely not their best season so far.
I mean, they won 5-3 today, right?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we could have seen 5 goals.
Well, first and foremost, they played Austin FC, right?
Yeah.
So talk to them about where Red Bulls are.
So,
give some context because I didn't know.
It's coming to the end of the season where teams are really starting to push for the playoffs, and the Red Bulls are historically a playoff team, so they're usually in it every year. But this is the first time in like 7 or 8 years where they're going to miss the playoffs. So every game is important. So, and Austin is in a similar position where they're fighting for their playoff table in the West. Red Bulls are in the Eastern Conference. So both teams were trying to play for something. It was definitely, there were moments, but the overall quality has been lacking all season for the Red Bulls. So there wasn't really anything on display. You know, they started off strong, but it just dies out quickly. And then, of course, the next game, they score 5 goals, and they haven't scored 5 goals in a game all season.
We might be bad luck.
We just missed a good opportunity.
How many games have you been to, Chris? You might be bad luck.
That could be.
But me personally, though,
the majority of them.
What'd you think?
I had a good ass time, like for several reasons. So one, like it's in Jersey. That's not crazy far. It took me like an hour 15, hour 20, almost an hour and a half to get there. Mm-hmm. Not dumb far, like not too far to be like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Right. 2,
I like the stadium. This is my second time being in the stadium, but it's a proper football stadium. So like no seat feels like a bad seat. You feel me? I really enjoyed that. It's like that is big for me.
That's got to be the best.
Another thing. I like the location of it. Like it's on its like own island. So like there was traffic, but like if you're in the traffic, you're just there for the game. Like it doesn't seem too congested, if that makes sense. Okay. And then on a personal note, I have a friend that plays for the team. So like to see him like on the field for real and like his name like I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like wow, like that was hard. So that was like cool for me too. And then honestly, just like the fact that I be forgetting like MLS is a thing. Like you can just go see live soccer like in America on a Wednesday night. Y'all had a good time, bro.
A good price point as well.
Yeah, I had a good ass time. Like there was like
definitely didn't have to break the bank for that.
Yeah, there were flashes of like skill and stuff, and like obviously I didn't expect Champions League final level, but I had a good time. I enjoyed myself, and then it was like I think it was like Latin night, so you had the drum. Wait, are the drums normal? Like, is that like part of it, or like that was for that night?
They they did like a halftime show, and some of the music they were playing was specific.
No, I'm talking about during the game in that section behind the goal.
That section, they're always
okay. That's fine. Like so, like just to get that experience in America, like on a Wednesday night, is fine. Like I would go back.
Yeah,
no
there's
question.
definitely a lot of passion in the States. That's why it's like it's cool to see the league develop. I just wish the team would just have a little more quality.
And I can see it too, like just from watching them. Like obviously this is one game, but I feel like if they had like 3 more solid pieces, like that's a good team right there.
That's the interesting part where it's like a New York team. You would think they'd be able to attract some level of stardom.
I think soccer different though.
Their team,
like LA pulls. New York don't really pull like that.
But it's not like they haven't been able to do that in the past before. For like a player like Thierry Henry to come.
But how many years ago was that?
That was a while ago.
David Villa, Frank Lampard.
Pirlo.
To Red Bulls, really?
No, to New York City FC.
Okay.
It's still
that's
New
what
York.
I'm saying. I don't really rock with them because they're city affiliates. I can't lie. But nah, they are New York too. So I mean, they should have the same pulling power, right?
I think NYCFC kind of made it more difficult for Red Bulls pulling power because they're actually based
In New York.
in the city. Except they play in a baseball stadium, so come on.
Yeah,
how serious
that
can you
part.
take it?
Wait,
I'm
but
acting
they're getting their own stadium, right? It's near.
Yeah, it's in
next-
Queens.
Except, do you know what the issue is?
Can I complain about that real quick?
So the owner of the Mets doesn't want to let that stadium be built because he
'Cause
doesn't want
across
to
the
share
street.
the parking.
It's literally
So-
across the street.
So because the Mets owner is not willing to allow them to use their parking lot for parking, there's a whole bunch of delays with City getting their stadium.
I have a whole nother complaint about this. So the part in Queens where they're demolishing to put this stadium is where you can get any muffler work done for the lowski. No. Like, I'm not like there's known for that. Like, if somebody's like, oh, like I got into an accident, I need a muffler. Like, oh, I want to chop my exhaust off and get a muffler delete. Where would you go? They all send you over there, bro. It's literally to the point where like it was like a dirt road and you drive down it and it feels like it's 1920. And then they blocked it off. It's all covered for the construction now. And they have like the dudes from each shop out on the corner. And like you'll drive. So like when I wanted to get my muffler deleted, I drove down and they saw like the type of car. So they're like, oh, he's probably a car guy. They're like, yo, what you need? Like, what you want? Like, probably what you want. I'm like, I need a muffler. He's like, yeah, my brother's shop right there. And then he hopped in my car and like we drove to the spot. And then they gave me the quote, $500. Crazy. And then I went to another one and they were like, bro, $80. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
So New York City FC shouldn't get a stadium. That's what we're getting at?
Not where it is, but to my point, what I was saying earlier, if I could have like a legitimate football stadium that close to me,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could bring myself to be a
that's what I'm
season
saying.
ticket holder for NYCFC,
Like, the Red Bull
but I will
are
go to a
the
lot of
closest
games.
thing. Like
I feel like
that Red Bull Arena stadium, man, it's got to be one of the best in the league, if not
it's
is
a
the best.
nice
It's just-
stadium.
and it's
I've only
new.
ever been there twice. That time we went and Jamaica Mexico Gold Cup final. Oh, it wasn't
that
Gold
must
Cup
be
final. It was like
a
a
friendly or something.
CONCACAF, CONCACAF, because the Gold Cup final was in Philly. But Red Bulls, I saw them play for some reason there. Great stadium. There's no bad seats in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally none. If I got my glasses on, there's not a bad seat
Sit
in the
anywhere,
house.
exactly. That's what's so
Yeah,
cool about
I remember
Yeah,
we
bro, I love it.
me and Nick sat basically all the way at the top for Argentina versus Jamaica, and like, it's not like you can see every little thing, but you can still see the game. It's not
Put it
like
like
you're
this.
sitting at the
If you
top of
get-
MetLife
Yeah,
on a third.
just trying to
Let's say
see what the people
the
are like.
shittiest seat in MSG and the shittiest seat in Red Bulls is very different
Totally
experiences.
different. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like, in that sense.
The problem
I mean,
is
to
now-
go to the city to see that MSG, you might as well just save your money.
Yeah, they look like ants, bro. Like,
you
in
just
Red Bull
there just
Stadium,
to like
it
clap
looks
when
like
everybody else claps, you know? 'cause
FIFA. Well, no, you just
you're
go there to watch.
You're watching the screen, yeah.
I've definitely gone to a Knicks game and been
For that, I just watch TV at home, you know?
But I mean, the experience is fun.
I just hope that they could fill the stadium. That's their biggest issue is they can't really fill the stadium to
You
produce
know what
that
fills
same
stadiums?
atmosphere.
Playing well and winning.
Signing top players as well. So it's a combination of things. I think but now that Messi's in the league, there's just so much heightened pressure for all the other teams to produce. So a market like New York, they're
Ronaldo?
going to make some. No, we talked about this last week. Yeah, I don't think Ronaldo's interested in coming.
But
to the
imagine
States.
he gets the same deal, but they're like, yo, 5% more than Messi. Pull up to the Red Bulls.
I would have loved to see Neymar in the MLS. I feel like he
Yeah,
would have been.
Oh, that would have
in
been like
LA
him at
is
Santos. You remember that?
Little like YouTube highlights.
Yeah.
Neymar would have went to LA or nothing.
Yeah. So LA really they had an offer out
Yo,
for
him in
was
LA
pushing
would have been
hard,
scary.
But he chose the money in Saudi. Can you
I don't blame
the guy?
him.
Hey, doesn't mean they won't
Saudi
ever
offered me
come,
$1 billion
you know?
to come podcast out there. I'm sorry, I'm out. They're gonna have to find a new. Kenny gonna have to take my spot.
So just to wrap up the Red Bull segment here, will there?
Hell yeah, I'll go back. Yeah, y'all should really go wherever you are in America. It's like St. Louis, because don't they even have like fun? Wherever you are in America, go
They're
see
like
your
the number
MLS
one
Go to
team.
the
team.
local MLS team,
Bro.
Except-
Like,
yeah.
if you enjoy football, like it's an experience. I know.
Is that supporting a local business?
I'm 27 years old and I've lived in America my entire life, and this is a revelation. But still, dude,
Soccer in America.
it's worth it. It's fire. Because I've seen like, what's the team? Cosmos. I've seen them play at like
Play
like a
Hofstra
college.
University.
Yeah, like But this was was great.
a real professional
Yeah,
environment.
and if NYCFC is gonna build a legitimate stadium, I will absolutely pop
I would
up.
check it out, but I got to stay loyal to my Red Bulls.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't buy a season ticket just because they're city affiliates. Like, that's ridiculous. But to have it right there, because I don't even go to I don't go to Mets games and it's in Queens. I'm a Yankees fan, so.
So we know B's coming back. Nick, you're going back to a Red Bull game,
For sure.
and Juan will too.
And if it's
Yeah.
a Saturday, I'm getting drunk. I'm gonna drive up here so I get a ride. Kenny don't fuck with us outside the
producer Kenny
podcast.
out there. Yeah, he'll
Unless we start paying Kenny per pod, he's not coming outside the podcast to see us, bro.
Well, I want to just talk about the MLS real quick.
No, not playing.
It's really cool how like St. Louis, I'm pretty sure they're like a new team
this is their first year, and
team.
they clinched the playoffs
and
already.
they're the number one team in the West, which that's super cool
That's
to me.
fire.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like.
Do you know the composition of their team? Is it like straight draft picks? Is it like open tryouts?
I think that's more of a Valente
Like-
question.
So it's a little.
No, I feel you.
Let me turn that over to our MLS correspondent.
So like MLS has had a lot of expansion teams, and every time they get there's like an expansion draft, so they get the rights to certain players, but they also get like
Wait.
international spots.
So the expansion draft, explain that to me. Is that like
So
a?
like, let's say they have like 3 teams entering in the next year. Each 3 teams will get to pick off of like certain players that are currently on other rosters.
What the hell?
But it's not like so if like you're a team that doesn't want to give up this player, you could declare this player not eligible for that specific draft. It's usually young players as well.
So how many allotments do I get? Can I say like each team you can't like 8 people cannot be on this list or 10 people
It has
cannot
to do
be?
more so with like the individual, but more so often than not, it'll be like 3 designated players. So like they have Roman Berkey, who used to be Dortmund's goalkeeper. He's a Swiss international, so he's kind of their like top signing. But then they also have like other proven MLS players that have been around the block for some time as well.
So
And it has a lot to do with their coaching. So it's like it's a combination of things, but it's a lot of the MLS expansion teams have found success right away.
So with the expansion teams, where do they fit into the college draft? Like how do they get
Usually they'll get the
what
rights
what
for, like,
pick
the
number
top,
do they get?
Right, so then usually they'll get like the top 3 picks, and then they could either keep that player or trade that player to another club for
What's
cash.
the contract for a top pick look like a number 1 pick? What's that looking like?
It's getting
for
higher and
MLS?
higher. I think the entry salary is now like $90K, $80K.
Like top pick,
For,
like
like,
I'm
if
the
you're-
number 1 pick out of college.
Yeah, 75K.
Shit, you could have got a
That's
degree
just
and made more
crazy.
than that out of college.
That's crazy for me to think that like if I'm one of the best players in the United States,
My ceiling
and
at
my salary is gonna be like $100K. You know,
Can I be honest? Can I
like
be honest?
if I'm the
Entry
best
level,
player in
bro.
any other sport, I'm making millions right off the bat.
Can I be completely honest with
The
y'all?
level of every other sport in this country is much higher.
So much
than
higher.
Me personally,
MLS's soccer
I'd be the
level.
happiest
is true.
person
Yeah, bro,
on
that's
the
what I'm
planet.
saying.
Y'all make $100K a year to play
Play
soccer, bro.
And that's
If I made $30K a year to play soccer, I would also get a second job and still be the happiest
that's
person.
like the
What,
entry,
bro?
That's like the entry level. The average MLS salary is like $500,000, $400K.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that
really?
goes up
Yeah.
because of
So,
the
like,
designated
miscellaneous
players that are
midfielder,
making
like,
millions, though.
I played in Long Island. I played in academy. I went to a good college. I got drafted mid-level, and I'm a solid journeyman in the MLS.
You're
How much
probably
am I
making
making
like
a year?
$200K.
I want to know
A
the
year?
medium.
That's solid, bro.
The average doesn't do me justice. I need to know the medium because the average is
That's fair.
inflated by all the designated players.
by Messi and
Right.
I just
Right.
want to add in a quick fun fact: is that Red Bulls are in the bottom 5 net spend of MLS players.
Damn,
they're
I mean,
cheap.
that don't sound like a big market team.
That's the thing.
Spend some money, but we need a
Red-
Carmelo.
the
Who's
Red
Melo
Bulls-
in the MLS?
Who's Melo?
Yeah, we need Melo.
It's unfortunate though the way that the Red Bulls are established because they got the Red Bulls New York, they have RB Salzburg in Austria, and then they have RB Leipzig. So it's like the owners of Red Bulls prioritize which club gets a majority of their funding.
Leipzig.
Leipzig gets all the money really. So the Red Bulls
median is
haven't. They just
250K.
recently are starting to, but for the most part, they don't. They need to focus on their talent that they're able to develop from their academy and try to sell them. But as far as like the the salary, that's only going up as well. But the structure needs to change now that Messi's here. It's like
He took all the salary for the next 2 years.
it's like they'll allow. There's definitely some loopholes with Inter Miami, but like some clubs aren't able to have that same spending because the league isn't being as flexible as they are with Miami.
Okay,
So
so
I
they
mean, like
cheating.
it's got to change for the league to keep because it's growing now so much quicker than it was in the last 10 years versus these now 10.
Yeah.
past
Who
10.
owns
When is
New
the
York?
MLS? My fault, Big. You can go ahead.
I just want who owns New York? Do you know? Is it like cheap owners? Is it rich owners?
Red
Is
Bull.
it? Oh, Red Bull.
Like
no shit.
the energy drink.
My
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That isn't retarded. But they own a lot though. Racing team.
Yeah, exactly.
Stunt team. Like, oh damn.
So the New
they
York
spread kind of
used to be
thin.
the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars.
Ew. What?
And then they got bought out in like 08 or 2006, I think.
Ew.
Yeah.
And then rebranded.
The Metro Stars? I think I played for the Metro Eagles once. Metro Stars sound like an LIJSL team.
Just to get some
That's the cool thing.
confirmation
I used to
here.
like the MLS teams. Had
Columbus
names
Crew
like that.
was fire. Columbus Crew is the best
Yeah,
name ever.
you know what I mean? I play for the crew.
About
Yeah.
so
Come
we
in,
now
steal
have
shit, make you sick.
15 teams in the Eastern Conference, 14 in the Western. I'm assuming there's one more I think
Damn.
coming in San Diego, right, or something like that.
Yeah, San Diego's in the pipeline.
And then
Do you know the name?
is
of it?
that it after that? Because
Definitely San
my
Diego.
question is, when is the MLS going to
Surge?
stop having more teams in the MLS
San Diego, sir.
and actually start focusing on the level and quality
quality? That's a
over
good question.
just having a
like a saturated league.
yeah, because all right, you're at almost 30 teams now. Every other top league in the world has 20 teams in it, basically.
I think they wanted to feel like other American leagues.
Right.
I think they want to make
they're
it
in
as
the franchise-
familiar as
the franchise
possible
mindset.
to.
So I think San
it
Diego's
more
the next
attractive.
one. Vegas is trying to get a team as well.
Shout out to Asia Wilson, Defensive Player of the Year.
But is there? I guess it helps a lot because America is having like the Copa America and
Yeah.
like the World Cup in the next
Hosting
coming
the World Cup,
years.
right? That's the league's prime opportunity to capture.
But
a wide
if I
variety
feel
of,
like if the MLS doesn't expand within the next couple of years, especially with the World Cup being here, it's done for the MLS.
Expand in what way? More
It's
teams?
never
or
going to
better
be
quality?
MLS will never be actually a top league in the world if it doesn't happen within the next couple of years.
And also,
I don't think that's a crazy
When-
take.
when the U.S. team plays at that World Cup, I'm interested to see how many of the starting 11 are MLS players.
None.
You know,
That's not true. So there's center backs from the MLS. They have talented players.
Yeah, we're talking about in
That
4
older
years
guy,
now.
though, Reem, Tim,
Or 3
not
years.
Reem.
Tim Ream, the captain of Fulham, is from the MLS.
Yeah, I was about to say, not
But
Ream.
he's been playing for
not
Fulham
people
for a
who
minute.
started in the MLS or have caps in the MLS. I mean, like currently
Active
playing.
current player.
Playing in the-
I've always wondered that. Do they not? Are they not
Walker
quality
Zimmerman.
enough, or they just don't fish it, or is it like a bunch of diaspora? Like,
I think it has
'Cause I know there's a lot of
to do about
Jamaican players in the league
The coaching
and-
staff at the time as well. You know, I think
politics.
you want to have a healthy mix. So for the United States top team, like their top players,
Who's the
are
best
in,
American player in the MLS right now?
like playing for the national team? Or
No, just the best American player.
if I had to
playing in
guess,
the
somebody under the
MLS
age
right
of
now.
21.
you could make an argument for their center back Walker Zimmerman, who's playing for Nashville.
Walker Zimmerman. You sure he? How old is he?
He's got to be late
He
20s.
sounds 63.
And there's also this Argentinian guy from Cincinnati trying to change his citizenship over to the U.S.
Those are the best. Those are the best players.
So, but he
Because he can't play for the
'Cause he can't
Argentinian
make it for
national team,
Argentina,
so
you know?
He's like, let me get in on something.
so he plays center attacking mid. I mean, how many?
Hey, I had a friend when we were growing up. He couldn't make the USA U17 national team, but he made Jamaica's and had a good ass time doing it.
So it's
I
tough
don't
to say
blame him.
who the best.
Me neither.
But there's also like a lot of young talent coming up in the league too.
I feel like we've been saying that for a while.
Well,
All
a
the
lot of
young,
those-
all the talent goes to Europe. You know, it's really
That's their
That's
goal.
the job, though.
You know what we
That's
got to
the
do?
league's job
We
for
got to
them.
make a young American kid's dream to play in the MLS. Because when I was a kid, I didn't think about playing in the MLS.
Okay, but then you got players like Ricky Puig coming from Ricky
Ricky
Puig.
Preach.
Puig P-U-G
Where's he from?
IG. It's,
Barca.
he's a Barca
No,
wonder
no.
kid. Came here at like 23 years old. Plays for LA.
That's because he's like half a TikToker, you know, like he.
So is Jesse Lingard.
He's one of
What are
those
you,
players
half a
that
TikToker?
he's the reason why Piquet got in trouble with Shakira because like they were hanging out too much and partying too much.
So he's the reason he let Shorty get in the jam.
He's one of those players that he obviously
Pogba.
likes soccer,
He
but
chose the lifestyle.
yeah, he wants that
likes
lifestyle.
what
That's
comes
why he
with
went to LA too as well.
Yeah.
You know,
But is he not a young, talented player from Spain or from Europe coming to the MLS?
No, but my whole point
Of
is like we
course.
got to make it cool. I don't think the MLS is cool.
but I don't think he came here to play soccer. He came here because he wanted the lifestyle of living in LA.
Cause like
I'm with B.
Messi
I've
came
been
right,
saying that for a
but
while.
like if I was like give me a random team in the middle of America.
Sporting Kansas City.
If I'm a Sporting Kansas City, like that's my vicinity, and I came to watch Messi play, what's the likelihood that I went to another Sporting KC game after that?
Unless they play really well.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, a lot of people are going
it's just
to
not
see
cool.
Because people are going to these games just to see Messi, but they need to take that opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. Spending all that money on Messi isn't necessarily going to like make the league more popular. It's just making people.
Of course, it's going to make the league more popular.
Well, like for now, it's like a flash in the pan, but I don't think it's going to like really grow
for the next maybe 2 years.
Foundationally, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think.
Right, they have an opportunity now that needs to be captured.
Yeah, they got to capitalize on it definitely because they have the eyes now, so they got to give us something.
We can't underestimate the deal that they made with Apple as well. It's like Apple has all the rights to broadcast them, and Apple has a good job of marketing their product.
I got to make a point though. The worst thing they've marketed so far is Apple TV. I saw a tweet the other day that wrapped it up perfectly. It was literally like Apple TV got the best shows that nobody watched.
Yeah, the Apple TV is separate from the MLS Pass, but I'm just talking about the amount.
But you got to go on the app to watch it, right?
Right, but if you have,
I feel like nobody. I don't
MLS
even.
Season Pass is separate than Apple TV. So
Okay, because I was saying I have Apple TV and I use it so I can just go quickly to what I was watching on other apps.
Like if you want to watch Seattle versus Vancouver at 10:30 at night on the East Coast, you could do that because of Apple.
Okay.
So there's a lot more wide coverage available.
So like before Apple got involved, that was
Wait,
like
how is there more wide
that.
coverage when before I used to watch every MLS game on ESPN Plus?
I don't think not every game was available.
Almost, I feel like every game.
I promise you it was not, because I tried to watch most of the games and it wouldn't let me.
So Apple has everything. Every game, it's like NFL Red Zone.
Game, right? No, exactly. Maybe not that's like all at once coverage, but if you want to watch a Chicago Fire game because of Shaqiri, you could do that because of Apple MLS Season Pass.
How much is that season pass?
It's like $15 a month.
But if you have Apple TV, there's
a month.
Yeah. Can I make a point?
Oh my god!
But it was included in my season.
I might as well just go to a Red Bull game.
Shit. But also, like, I don't think you should be having such a. It's not even that high. Well, nowadays it is. I don't think you should have a barrier to entry. Period. If you're trying to grow your league,
that's
I could watch the NBA whenever I feel like. I just turn on cable and watch the NBA.
That's a whole other conversation.
I could turn on Sunday. I could turn on ABC, NBC, and I could watch NFL.
There's a problem with Sky Sports and broadcasting games in England. They're being very selective about what games.
I've seen a lot of English fans complain about not being able to watch Prem in England.
So that's a whole other topic that we could.
But that's their sport. That's like me not being able to watch the MLB in America. That's
or the NFL.
That's like unconstitutional at a point.
You know what I'm saying? I think B's point about like making the MLS cool is like,
as soon as it's cool, like if you can get like a real
or like cool and ingrained in things bigger than just
NBA is so fucking cool.
Like the NBA,
it is so cool. NFL's cool as fuck.
Like the sports, it's like
Aaron Judge was cool for a little bit.
Okay, ways to make it cool.
Yeah. So the MLS is just as old as we are. The league started in '96.
Whoa! You putting out mad information, baby.
Didn't you say you're 27?
I did.
But my point is, like, there's a lot of legacy with the current leagues now, but the MLS is making.
You're 27. Shouldn't you be cool by now?
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Damn! Straight bullets.
Jesus Christ!
All right.
But I think as soon as America is able to make the young phenom athlete want to be a soccer player and not a basketball player or a football player, or
I think we're currently living through
probably
that.
Those two.
I really think we're seeing that, and we're gonna see the effects of that.
I don't think the best young athlete. Like, I mean, just like, damn, that kid got athletic ability. Like probably what Travis Hunter looked like when he was a kid. What if they made him a soccer player when he was a kid?
Well, it all depends on what the athlete would be interested in.
That's the thing. But he's interested in what, like, drives culture and what's cool and like the first thing you see. So like an American kid, strictly American, his dad, the first game his dad takes him to is probably not going to be a soccer game.
Well, right. Well, now we're getting into a cultural discussion where it's like,
we have to make sure, like, if you want to be, like, if you want to grow the league, you have to ingrain yourself in the culture. So
the cultural relevance in America is growing, and Messi helps add that for the average American. But like us we all have outside culture from not just America.
Yeah, we're tainted. We're all first generation kids. So that shit, like, we don't really, like, if you are an American, like 5 generations, your first game your dad's taking to you is never going to be a soccer game, in my opinion. I don't think that's going to, like, the majority is going to be a football or a baseball or a basketball.
Right.
And that's the first thing you're going to see. And you're like, damn, my dad thinks it's cool.
Because
so
the
I
soccer
think this
games
is cool.
weren't broadcasted like
I'm only a United fan because my pop sent me in front of the TV and was like, this is soccer. You like it? Cool.
And I mean, I know some things are changing in the sense that, like, I've definitely spoken to some parents who are like, "Oh, my kids are not playing football." But
CTE has changed a lot.
Right.
So like,
right.
I get that, but like, the day that there's a player on the national team who's like charismatic, I think that's gonna do a lot.
Yeah,
more
absolutely.
for, like, soccer in America than like where Pulisic
like,
is a good
Because
player.
like Timmy,
I don't think
Timmy
he's
has that
charismatic.
cool
He's
factor, but he
charismatic.
not famous like that.
Yeah.
Like the average
Timmy Weah is
teenager don't
very,
know
like,
Timmy.
He's very low key about him though. He's not very.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
doesn't
Like
have
he
that
does.
personality.
He like.
But like Weston McKennie kind of does.
But I think like part of like that personality comes with actually just being the best, and no American players like Maradona
Been
talk
the
that
best.
way because
The best, all right, put it like this: the
Cristiano
best,
Ronaldo can talk that way because he has
the best 16-year-old athlete in America right now, like the most physically gifted athlete's not playing soccer, so he's not talking that shit, and he's not that cool, and he's not getting these thousands of billions.
athlete to be the best soccer
right,
player.
that's
All
what
right, but the
there's a
best
big
soccer player,
difference.
the best young
Big
soccer player in
difference.
America don't got no followers on Instagram like that. As opposed to like a Mikey Williams did when he was 16, 17. It's just not cool. Like they have AAU, they have all these Pearl Jam, EYB. Like they have so much to put themselves on display, and for little kids to say, "I want to do that one day." There's nothing like that for
we're
us.
talking
There's
about culture
nothing
right
on
now.
Instagram that shows like highlight reels of like
I'm just
like
saying,
kids.
that-
When I was little,
that
I wanted to go to the
personality-
Disney tournament. That was cool as shit to me.
Yeah.
But like, how many kids my age knew what that was? And they was thinking about AAU. All my friends playing AAU.
But a personality, I think like Conor McGregor in UFC. I don't watch UFC. I don't know much about it.
I'm willing to
Just,
bet
like,
more kids are doing UFC now than in
personality he
2005.
had, and like
Yeah.
It brings more.
people
it brings more
gravitate
eyes
towards
You
that.
need an
I think
asshole.
there's some of those in the MLS.
You know why though too? Soccer is a harder sport to talk your shit and back it up, if that makes sense, because it's not solely in your control, right? So if I'm on a court with 9 other guys and I talk my shit, I could really make something shake. If I'm on a tennis court, I can make something shake. If I'm on the football field, depending on my position, I can make something shake.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's-
Soccer is like
there's
I can't be the cockiest center back.
There's a lot of barriers that need to be broken
Like-
in soccer, though. Like for a player of an American to go, like you look at Pulisic playing for a legacy club like AC Milan right now.
That can't be the accomplishment. That's what we got to change. The accomplishment can't be he's nice. He made it to Europe. That's the problem.
Right, that's what I mean. Like we gotta get past that mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Grow further, but it's,
Once you get it to like, yo, he's nice, bro. He plays for LAFC. That's when you have the best athletes and like
and
the
that
you
takes
know.
time. But I think the league now is in the best position it's ever been, and there's just so much to be excited about. There's just so much opportunity. So
How do they grow it though? Like that's what I'm trying. Like the whole time I'm sitting here saying like it has to be cool. I can't tell you how to make that league cool. I'm trying to think about it right now. I don't know. Like you got to really you got to put work in. Like if I'm the Red Bulls, I'm in the community. Like I'm giving away free tickets to middle schools. Like I'm having players pull up and like play with them at recess or like put on free clinics in the
To get
summer.
the
like,
local people
back
to
to
go
school,
get into the
back to school shit. Come get a backpack and play with the Red Bulls for like,
I'm trying
and then
to
you
show
could pick
you-
up some kids like, yo, he's kind of nice. You want to bring him to the academy? You never know.
Professional game for literally 1/6 of the price of a Knicks game.
Easily. And when I was a
and you
kid,
still
they
can
had
do that.
they had allotments.
whole
Like
family.
So
I used to
that's
go
what
to
the league
a
has
Nets
going
game
for
every
them.
year. Like my friend's dad used to get like he played basketball. They used to send his dad 30 tickets to bring the team to a Nets game. We was up in this tent, but we got a Nets practice jersey, a free hot dog, and a soda.
that's some shit.
Bro, I still
That's
and it was
funny.
like if I was tall or I was interested in basketball, I'd have wanted to play for the Nets. Just cause you know what I'm saying, because of that experience. So they got to put the work into. I don't remember the last time I saw Red Bulls do anything. The last thing I remember as a kid, they had Futbolito at Corona Park, and they had some Red Bull players out there, and they would sign jerseys and sign balls.
Yeah.
That's the most I ever seen them do in my life. And they're my age.
they
So
do-
27 years and you ain't really
they do
come
things
on.
like that. No, they do. But
Then-
it's
okay.
more so
Then if I don't know, I don't know.
perks for season ticket holders. Where if you're like a season ticket holder, there might be like a.
But you're already a fan. Like, no disrespect, I don't gotta get you.
Yeah.
Like, keeping you is harder than getting a new fan.
I
And
would
I'm
think-
not gonna get a new adult fan.
I
So I
would
gotta
think-
be in the like ground level with the kids.
And I would
in
think
my opinion.
it'd be better in the community considering how many like homegrown players the Red Bull has.
Quite literally, like I'm from right here. Send me home to go do whatever. You know what I'm
Like, there was
saying? Like,
probably like 4
what high school
academy
you went
kids
to?
on that
Oh,
field,
yeah.
right? So it's like
My friend
that's
that
where
plays
they
for
get
them,
their talent from.
He grew up his entire life in New York. You could send him to his kindergarten, his middle school, his high school, his college. and do a whole. We sending him here to go and bring your teammates and do. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta want it too. Like when the last, I'm sure Salt Lake City FC or whatever they call don't do nothing in their community like that. Like they're just a team. They're not a part of the. Like, cause soccer fans for the most part love their teams because that's where they from, right? Like I'm a Leeds fan because I'm from Leeds. The stadium is right in town. Like I love this side. Or you Jabbo. You know what I'm saying? But like, where are you from in Spain? If you don't mind saying.
I'm not from that area, but where I'm from, there used to be a first division team, but they're no longer in first division.
But do you rock with them though, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure like your grandparents rock with them OD. Like we need that. Because like in America, that's not the fandom like that. Like you got people from everywhere that's Cowboys fans. You got Yankees fans everywhere. You got Dodgers fans everywhere. You got Giants fans and Chiefs fans now. So it's not tied to where you're from. So I think they got to do more like groundwork to get that sense of like this is our team. Like this kid mowed my lawn last week. Not that drastic, but like you know what I mean.
Like people aren't going to New York Red Bulls games because it's too expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That is not the case.
They're
great point.
Because they are just not interested in it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know when the MLS season starts. Keep it stacked with you.
The fact that MSG,
it's a different schedule than
that's
the
problem
rest of the
because I'm assuming. The fact that they were in the middle of the season when Prem started, I was like, wait, what? Like, I was even like, so where are they? Like, what? So like, what are we about to watch? They have like a
winter break. Their season ends in like November. Then they have like a winter break, and then it starts up again in like March, April.
Okay. So it's kind of like
that alone makes it difficult as well. I mean, there's just
people just don't know about it. I literally
that too. Like
a text to.
I mean, think about it, Val.
Picture of us at the game, and they were all like, "Oh, there's a stadium. Oh, how much were the tickets?" I was
bro,
like,
no one knows.
Didn't even realize the Red Bulls existed.
Yeah,
even in your line of work, y'all should be getting free tickets to kind of schmooze. You know what I mean? Something.
Val, the MLS needs to do a better job of capitalizing during the summertime when nothing else is going on. There's no soccer worldwide. There's no basketball. There's no football. The only thing that's going on is freaking boring ass baseball, and people still don't go watch the MLS. That's the sad part about it. There's literally nothing going on.
MLB pack a stadium out. They have no problem with attendance.
Yeah, I mean on the weekends probably, but like during the week it's probably Yankee Stadium's probably
but
not
like
packed.
think about it. Like even if you're not a baseball fan, you're like, oh, we should go to a baseball game, like for the experience. Everyone wants to experience that, right? Like people always say, or like even let's go on a date. Like you'll have your girl. My girl says all the time, we should go to a baseball game. I don't think she's ever been to like a Yankees game. That's an experience for people. Like, oh, we should go to like me. Never been to an NFL game. I'd love to, but I also follow the game. But if I didn't, I would still like to experience that because like it seems like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Something to do.
People, I know people that don't care for sports. They go to NBA games all the time.
The quality needs to get better. Right. So they have a great stadium, but they don't have the
perfect stadium.
And that's what it all comes down to.
But make the team attractive without the play first. If that's, it might sound crazy, but like Mark, you know what I'm saying? Make it like, damn, they suck, but I want it. Like being in there is a vibe. Like I like going to the stadium.
They're the oldest.
Like it's fun being there.
Yeah, like regardless of outcome, I like to be in this state. Like, this is a good time. I like bringing my kids here and my wife, and we have a good time. Like they have stuff for the kids, and like that stuff. Like they need to, because like some of my best memories are just like those little dumb little mascot things you have as a kid, and you get to like kick on the field and that little dumb shit. When we went. There was like a whole thing of kids that was like in our section that went down and they played on the field at halftime. That's fire. Their parents were only there because they had that thing to do. Because they weren't paying attention to nothing. Then they got up and their phones came out when the kids went. You know what I'm saying? So like even if they don't got to care about soccer, but you got to get a ticket to come in.
Yeah, exactly.
So make it a vibe. Like I know people that go to Yankee Stadium because the food is fire. There's people that'll tell you like, yo, you got to go to Yankee Stadium for that steak sandwich on the garlic bread alone.
It might cost you $30.
It's absolutely gonna cost you $30.
That costs you more than the ticket, bro.
Yeah, but you got to make it attractive outside of the team because you don't have the quality right now.
Dude, that's the problem with Red Bull Arena. You can get food at Red Bull Arena. It would cost you more than what it would cost to get into the stadium. So like that's part of the problem.
Is it good food or is it stadium food? Because I'm not paying $30 for chicken fingers and fries. Exactly. But if I go to Yankee Stadium, I can pay $40, an exorbitant price, but it's a bucket, a literal bucket of chicken wings that has a top part of fries. So it's like, this is ridiculous, but it's also like, quantity wise, it's ridiculous. Like if there's this like show that shows you like the best MLB stadium food, and it's like, yo, some of these places are really like spending genuine time and money on crafting
the food.
certain
something
culinary experiences. Like they're putting bread into it. Like
of
you can get a hot dog, but you can also come here and get something of quality. You can get wine here. Like you can come and say, do you have a Merlot? And I'm like, yeah, which 3? Like pick from the 3. Like some of them have a real life like experience to it. You can come and have a first class experience and not even look at the game. Do they have like a box?
Oh yeah, there's box.
They got shit like that. Yeah, they need to like make it like
$300 a ticket.
VIP.
They have that, but like not everybody who's going to.
But nobody want to go to the VIP. Like it got to be something there. I don't know how to do it. This is all just like what they should do. I'm not saying like I know what to do, but they got to. Something got to get.
And you can't say that there isn't enough soccer fans because when Messi comes to town, there's a whole lot of soccer fans.
Not even when Messi come to town. When CONCACAF Gold Cup come to town and Mexico play whoever, or Jamaica play whoever, or Trinidad play whoever, the whole diaspora come out. So these are all soccer fans that's watching the Prem, but they're not coming out to watch.
In tune with their local team.
The fact that they came to your stadium to watch somebody else is crazy. That would bother me. I would have to make it my duty to make sure you come in. I would even maybe I'm giving out free tickets at that game. Like if they're not buying them, I could give them out. When we went, the stadium was not packed. If they gave out 300 tickets at an international friendly, hey, this is a nice stadium. Come watch soccer on a Wednesday night or on a Friday night. Bring the family.
They're not in the business of giving out tickets, but I get what you're saying. Like,
but you got to kind of treat it like you see it on TV. Give them a free sample, and they're gonna keep coming back. Like, show me what I'm missing. If I'm not spending the money, you got to show me what I'm missing.
I mean, the tickets are not going viral.
They're not going viral on social media, so that's not helping. Maybe they need a better social media team. I've never seen a Red Bull TikTok in my life. A Red Bull Instagram post.
You got to follow Red Bulls for them to.
No. But I shouldn't have to, right? Because if you're trying to get me, who's a casual, who's not really a fan, but I live here, so I should be. I'm not going to be following you. So you have to do things that's going to go past your scope.
But like, how are they supposed to know to target you when you have no like?
Not me specifically, but I'm saying like the random fan, like just like you're supposed to make content that's just relatable. Like this is funny if I don't know nothing about the Red Bulls, or if I'm a diehard fan, this is funny, or this tugs at my heartstrings. I kind of
disagree. Or this, I think you should more target the niche audiences that are going to be more in tune with actually.
Niche is synonymous with small, and we're trying to make money. I'm trying to get as many people out here as possible. I want people that aren't soccer fans out here.
Bro, then the product has to be better. If the product is better, that's what it all comes down to.
That's what I'm saying.
If the product sucks,
I'm saying make the stadium and the experience of coming to a Red Bull game so attractive that regardless of the outcome of the game, I still had a good time and I'm willing to come back until we can get that quality. So now that we already have the fans that's coming, now we have quality to put in front of them. Now they have something to care about, right? So now we're going to playoffs, and now they understanding the game, and now they really giving a damn, and they're like, yo, we should pick up this kid out of college. We have kids watching. We're going to have people watching college soccer now. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all a trickle down. So like if they do it properly, it could be fire, bro.
I love the passion. It's just this is 10 years later. Like the Rebels done all this already. When the stadium first came, they brought in Thierry Henry. They got people to sit in the seats. They won trophies, not the MLS Cup trophy, but they were the best team in the league. And now it's just a total regression.
Oh no, what I'm saying isn't Red Bull specific. Every team need to be doing this. It got to be all 29 teams. Right, because New York could be popping off and Kansas City still not doing. Like we got to get everybody. Yeah,
so
like you got to be like exactly. So like St. Louis is supposed to hate Kansas City now, and this is a game. Like I want to be competing. If I'm MLS, I want to be competing with the MLB. I want it to be if we have a game on the same day, we are splitting tickets down the middle, and they're like, what the fuck? We don't usually split tickets, let alone
that's the end goal.
Yeah, so like but they got to put the work in. I don't see none of that. I played college soccer for a little bit. Nobody ever said nothing to me about the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be on the ground, like really.
Well, if you look at like Jack Harrison, I think he might be the most successful MLS draft story because he came from England, came to college in the U.S., played in the U.S., got drafted, balled out in the MLS, was a Premier League player. I think I don't know where he's playing nowadays. He might still be on Leeds. But
shout out to Jabba.
Yeah, so like there are circumstances where players come to the MLS through the MLS ranks. Almiron's an also great example. He's killing it for Newcastle. He was the best player in the MLS.
But he didn't come from college soccer though.
No, I know. But just an example of a player from the MLS going overseas.
Where's that kid that was nice at Syracuse? Black kid. I think Rapicki was talking about him.
He went to like Leicester City's like B team or something like that.
So yeah, straight to Europe. See, we got to make it so he's trying to be the man in America, not the man on the B team at Leeds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, there are players that.
So like that means money got to be like up
That's
there
what it
too.
all
Like I
comes
got to
down
be able
to.
to tell a first round draft pick like, hey, go $2 million a year.
Yeah, that's what the best players in the league are making.
No, but you should be able to make that out of college because like
Yeah, but is that
maybe we don't have
is
the
that
eyes for that yet, but
No, I think
might need
that
some oil money in there.
we're gonna see a huge opportunity in the next 12 to 24 months. You know, with the just with the World Cup and the world's attention is going to be on the United States and North American soccer as a whole. So it's a real opportunity to
If I'm
really
the
grow
MLS,
the league there.
I'm asking for just some type of input for the national team selection. I need to make sure I put on the best product possible.
I want the best American players to represent the U.S. If they're all playing in Europe, then that's what they got to pick.
No, that's fine, but it has to be like attractive soccer.
Oh,
It can't be soccer. It gotta be football.
the World Cup's a different circumstance. This is, again, a different conversation because when we're at the World Cup, we just need results. I don't care how you get the results. The U.S. needs to make a
That's fair.
strong
You would think there'd be
case
like
to win it.
more effort to do attractive soccer too, because it's not like you can get relegated.
You know what be blowing
I
mine
mean,
too,
you're not
bro?
worried about like, oh, say we lose a bunch of games, we won't be in the league next year. It's like you should be
Experimenting
developed.
every week, every year. I mean,
Yeah.
but America also, I don't think they take advantage of like the inherent advantages they have. Like this is a country just of immigrants. You can put together the silkiest team you want. Like you don't have to play this regular ass.
Yeah, we got to remember everybody like the other sports that gets compared to the MLS are just so advanced and so far ahead. Where MLS is
Need to watch Winning
play,
Time.
They need
and
to play
talk to
catch
Genie
up.
Bus. That's exactly what needs to happen.
I don't know. It's like people are fans of many leagues in this country. I don't see why they can't add soccer. You know,
They are. We're seeing that in real
I
time.
didn't see that on Wednesday.
Let's go to the game Saturday night. We'll have a comparison.
All right. So,
No, but to that point, if we went to MSG on a Wednesday night, Chris, air splitting, just like if it was the final.
I mean, yeah, you can't exactly compare it to the Knicks.
That's what I'm
get
saying.
that.
That's
It's
the
a-
city that they're
it's a-
in, though.
Two teams on Wednesday night.
The
Listen,
Knicks are a cultural icon.
Yeah.
No,
So it's like,
the Garden is a cultural icon.
yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
People come here just to go
World's
to the
famous
Garden.
arena, yeah.
We got to make Red Bulls Arena. Like, I just want to go to the arena. Like, me personally, I'm going back because I like the
Yeah.
stadium. It's a nice stadium.
no, I agree.
Like, the surrounding area is nice. I enjoyed myself.
So and also season tickets are really not expensive. So for
$80 to sit in the front row.
and that's just one ticket. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's-
it's not bad at all. I'm not gonna hold you. If it was a 45-minute drive, I would definitely buy season tickets.
that's what it
I'm
is.
not trying to pull
No,
it.
that's what it is for me. It's about 40 minutes.
Okay, so it's perfect.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
and it's a good way to.
Hour and a half is a stretch, and if I got to rush after work, I'm just gonna be stressful. But even that though, getting there, sitting down in the seat, and I'm in the soccer stadium now, stress is gone.
Yeah. No, so we'll get another update after the game next week.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
opinions
we'll
on the
check back
quality will
in, but
change, but
to put
MLS, Don Garber, call us. We got some ideas.
I was gonna say to
I
put
was just a sneak
to
peek.
put a button on it. Yo, watch this and hit me. I know I have a political science degree, but I can mark it. Hit me. I got you. 110 a year. I'm
Just
yours.
need to put Dion coaching the MLS. Ted Lasso.
yeah.